Hello everyone and welcome to my 9th round analysis of the Grand Swiss in Riga, Latvia. Today I played against a lovely girl from Kazakhstan. I believe she's only 16 years old with brilliant talent, and I'm going to try and get her name right actually. It's MERUERT, KAMALIDENOVA. I really tried, and it was even a difficulty writing her name down. So today I won't be having my camera on. So MERUERT decided to play e4 against me. I think upon checking her database, she had a number of different moves, but of course I had a feeling that she would play e4. Since the entire tournament she was playing e4, and I just went with my regular French. And after d4, d5, there's knight c3, and here I tried something new. And yes, usually I try to stick to the main lines, but you know, when in Rome, you do what the Romans do. This isn't a Roman variation, but perhaps you could give it that name. Here I played h6, which does in fact put the ball in white's court, and a lot of players don't really know what to do in this position. Of course, going forward, when preparing against me, players will have a better idea of what to do, so it is a question of whether I will continue using it or not. We'll see. So h6 was played, and after knight to f3, I was very comfortable with my opening choice because this is what I had prepared. Then I was, fairly happy, making the moves quickly, since I didn't really have to think. Everything here was still home preparation, and after knight to e4, of course the bishop, I wouldn't say it's a good idea for the bishop to take, because knight e2 is not possible since queen takes d4 is a move. And if bishop takes, the knight can only go back to g1. So here, bishop to d2, and I just took the bishop. And c5, queen a5. So everything is still in preparation, move 10, and I took. And now I had a basic idea of what I needed to do. Of course, knight h4 and all these moves are still normal. Of course, here I played g6, and you're not supposed to push pawns on the side that you're weakest, but I'm not technically weak on the king side since I do plan on long castling in this position. So I thought g6 was okay. It parries this move, and I'm comfortable. So after g4, I was quite happy to see this move because now it is white who was pushing pawns on the side that they were weakest. And after I long castled knight to g2, knight c7 just bringing the knight back. And here maybe it wasn't necessary for me to take the pawn. I just know in some lines that I did take a look at sort of my folder of preparation that bishop takes a4 was an option. In some cases, I just have to revise those lines and to see in which situation it's possible. And maybe here it is possible. I mean, it's between, I believe, maybe b6 or king b8 or something like that. Maybe king b8 is fine. I think it's really not necessary to take. I think I took so quickly as well that I was just like, you know what, it's free. And after this, I can just simply... Maybe b5 is not necessary. Maybe here I can even play knight to b5, I was thinking. But then just rook f3, and it feels like my pieces are very tied up on the queen side, and maybe it's not entirely bad. I can play something like rook g8, rook g5, and target this pawn. And if takes, the rook is sort of tie down anyway. If it ever moves, I can just play queen takes, and the bishop is not in trouble because the queen is hanging. So queen takes and rook here, and I think I can just take check and I'm winning. So b5 did tie my bishop up on the queen side, and it just became a big pawn, even though it was putting pressure on c2. Bishop h5. And I still feel like it was equal in this position. h5 and this move. After king to f2, I felt like there was something wrong with this move, and a lot became possible. And I actually played, I think I played the best move here. I played rook to f8, because after bishop takes h5, rook back to h8, now I'm targeting h2. Knight f4, and this is winning. So I can take, and what happened here? Rook. Maybe in this position, I can try to push with b4. I can push, take. I'm not sure. I do feel like there is something here though, because the king seems to be a little bit misplaced. All I need to do is, I'm sure that there's a way around here. I'll take a deeper look later, but what do you guys think in this position? So it's move 30 on the dot after king g3. There has to be something in this position. There has to be. Okay, but I played rook f5. I feel like this is where I faltered a lot. And bishop b3. So what I was looking at actually was this. And if the rook took, I always have like queen here. And even in this position, I was thinking that if takes, and queen b2, I still have this. The lovely thing is that none of the rooks can go back to the back rank to try and defend me queening. So I felt like it was a really fancy move. I was even thinking about bishop takes c2 at some point. King h2 was such a grandmaster move, my goodness. It really annoyed me because it worked out so well and it looks so interesting. Here I messed up royally. I think after, maybe from here even, it's completely lost. And after queen h6, no matter what I do. Okay, I missed rook to h8. For those of you who want to slow down and take a look at the game properly, you can check it out on chess.com or lichess, chess24. It's available everywhere. But I suppose I'm not really slowing down because there were only those key moments I really sort of stopped in my tracks and felt in my gut like something was off and that I could have done something better. The last sequence of moves just happened so fast for me, even though we did spend some time. But nonetheless, it was an instructive game and something I can definitely learn from. I'm happy with how I played in the opening, and I felt like this game gave me better chances than yesterday's game, and that already means a lot to me. So thank you guys for your support, your love, your positive energy, and 2 more rounds to go. I'll see you tomorrow.